Hello, Mohammed.
Hello, Dr. Poonam.
How are you
Happy
doing?
to see you. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm happy to see you too. Congratulations on getting an admit offer from RSM. So finally, how does it feel to be finally starting your MBA journey?
Actually, it's hard to tell about about my feelings, but I'm very, very happy, very satisfied that all my steps and all my essays and everything I did happened to and managed and helped me and allowed me managed to get to my desired school, actually, which was Rotterdam School of Management. So I'm excited, super excited.
Great. Can you please tell our viewers about your academic and professional background? Where are you from? Where did you study your undergrad? And what are you doing now?
Okay, actually, I am Egyptian. I am mechanical engineer by education from production sector here in a local university called Ain Shams University. After finishing my school, I started to work in different companies as an industrial engineer. Then I entered the consulting a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago or something like that. And since that, I have been working in the consulting field as an operation excellence consultant in Smart Consulting Egypt. So this is my resume in a nutshell, very quickly.
Mohammed, I have worked with, as you know, I have worked with hundreds of applicants in the past 10 plus years. But your application journey with all the hurdles and setbacks that you have faced all these 5-6 years is truly exceptional. Can you please share your application experiences over all these years?
Sure. Thank you for this question, Dr. Poonam. Actually, my dream of doing MBA started in 2012 or 13. And I faced a lot of problems like family issues with my father. And then there was a political event in Egypt. And then there was financial problems with the devaluation of the currency and many things. And along those years, I was delaying my MBA until I was settled and calm and can apply to a university, which was Rotterdam School of Management at the end. But there was a lot of schools before this, before Rotterdam. I happened to think to apply to US schools, and we worked together to apply to multiple schools. And even I did some kind of interviews, pre-MBA interviews, but actually I shifted my mind to the Netherlands afterwards for many reasons.
We worked together in 2015.
Yes, 2015. Yes, 2015. It was quite a time, actually, but it was a successful journey. Because of you, I could discover many things about myself and had a successful essays, and it helped me a lot in Rotterdam School of Management, actually. And thank you for that, Dr. Poonam.
You're welcome. I'm glad it was helpful.
Yes.
Can you tell me about your career goals?
Sure, Dr. Poonam, and I would like to add something about the career goals for someone like in my age. In career goals, I try always to be specific in my career goals. And thank you for that, because actually you happen to let me dig deep in myself and bring the best from me, because I shaped my career goals specifically, and it was about in the consulting field, to take my roadmap in the consulting to other level. But this is will happen through studying many things. I have weakness towards like finance, like marketing, like others, and those are helpful to build my new roadmap or something like that. Try to make it clear for others, roadmap for operation excellence. And this is exactly my career goal. But it needs to be it needs to be it needs to be very precise to get to what I need actually. Otherwise, I cannot achieve my career goals. And I remember that we took a lot of rounds to specifically mention my career goals for the admission committee, which was helpful afterwards in the interviews, by the way, and other questions during the interviews and Kira assessment. Kira assessments online questions. Thank you for that.
That's great. So what do you see yourself doing in the long term?
Actually, in the long term, it is all about consulting. It is something like my open consulting companies, and working as a network consultant with other people around the world. Like something like it is something new for some boutique consultants to work as network consultants. Everyone complete the other part in a special field and offer services through countries and continents. And I got this this specific long-term, or update this long-term recently during the pandemic, when I noticed that the remote services which are offered through Zoom and the other media to other companies. So this is my long-term actually, not only focus on a special on one place or something like that. I would like to spread through my network.
Okay, that's understandable.
Yes.
Mohammed, I have seen you struggle with GMAT due to many unforeseen circumstances. You still got into a reputed European MBA program with a below 600 GMAT score. They obviously looked beyond numbers and granted you admission. So can you share your insights into the factors that attributed to your success with RSM?
Yes, happily to provide you, Dr. Bunam, with this. It started with the essays. For me, the essays was a cornerstone because it opened other doors. When I started to think about the essays, I started to think who I am, what I would like to do in a short term and long term, and it has to be deep insights. You as a person, I advise everyone, you need to dig deeply inside yourself to know more and more, because sometimes it is in the subconscious. You did a lot of things, but you don't know what you would like to know. But it needs some kind of focus and calmness, and this is what the essays. After the essays comes the and it was precise goals and very precise goals, right, mentioned in the essays. And then comes the interviews, which was also very deep. And I was subjected to many interviews in Rotterdam School of Management, because it was mentioned about that my age is higher than the usual, and they would like to make sure that I fit into the program. Exactly. And so this, yes, and this is why the vice president of the admission committee at that time made himself an interview with me to understand more and more, and his questions were deep. And I was very prepared actually with all my answers, which were genuine answers, because it comes from the reflection I did during the essays and after and after the essays. And I consider those are the two cornerstones: the essays and the interviews.
Right. But the stories were yours.
Sorry?
I said the stories were yours in
Ah,
the
yes,
essays,
yes,
your
but you helped
personal
me.
and professional stories.
Yes, but you helped me actually with your guidance in the essays, because your questions made me think and think and think, and it brought the best from me actually. And this is what I acknowledge for you, Dr. Bunam, actually. And I always mention this very much, and I advise people, and I use your methodology with other mentees here with me about doing a great reflection inside themselves before taking any step in anything in life. I take it as a good lesson from you and apply it with others, and it worked.
Thank you.
And it works actually very successful with me and other mentees.
I'm so glad to be part of your
Mm.
MBA journey, and I'm so happy
Yeah,
to see you
yeah.
successful after so many years of
Yes.
wait and
Me too, actually.
perseverance. So, looking back, what was the most challenging aspect of the application journey? How did you approach that challenge?
Actually, I would like to start with something here, as choosing the schools which fit you it is the most important. And
Mhm.
I will give example regardless of my age. From early beginning, I mean in 2012 or before, I think the case method teaching is not for me.
Okay.
I don't like it, but this is for me. I like the balance between the case method and the theory. So some schools like Harvard or Darden, which are purely case method teaching, is not for me. So I took it out from my list. Then I went by the for each school and try to understand what are the positive things and negative things for me, for my career, for example, for my long and short term goals, even before shaping the precise goals. So because you have the sense of the schools from something in your mind. So I eliminated those from my list. Then I went to those schools and connect with other students, uh, and started to have some kind of chat and emails. So I got more insights that helped me to shorten the list more and more and more, until until I found the schools that I would like to apply to, and started my journey with the essays and everything. But it needs to start with how do you see yourself fit into the school?
Exactly. The concept of fit is very important. And I remember you had done a very, very thorough research on all the
Yes,
schools before you finalized your school list.
yes. And my tip, Dr. Bunam, to anyone: don't be overwhelmed with the rankings and like the Stanford, Wharton, Chicago, Booth. Every school has its power and its positive and negative things, and there are other schools which you can fit in and get the knowledge and the experience you like.
That's a very valuable advice
Yeah,
to understand the
yeah.
culture of the school, the offerings of the schools, and then determine where do you fit in.
Yes, and the culture is another thing, and thank you for bringing this up. I also remember when connecting with other students, how they reply to me, how I got the sense of the culture of every school, actually, from their words, from their tips, from their advice, uh, and it was and those conversations and chats and emails were very helpful in eliminating some schools, because I thought I thought at that time I will not fit, I wouldn't fit in those schools. Those are not my culture. And you thank you for this point.
Thank you. I remember you have been very actively participating in GMAT club conversations. You have been very deeply
Yes,
involved in GMAT.
yes, I love this community of GMAT club, and and I am now the moderator of the Rotterdam School of Management in GMAT club for this year, actually.
Wonderful.
Yes, and I try to convey the message to others and help them. And I got some kind of personal messages asking for help, and even I did some kind of Zoom advice for people.
Oh, okay.
To help them choose the right MBA without forcing Rotterdam School of Management or not, because everyone has his own strength, weakness, short-term goals, and long-term goals.
Very
So I
true.
respect this very much, and again, I took it from you. I told the others, try to do self-reflection and know yourself better, and this is the very important aspect before wasting your time in application or going to a school you know that you will not fit in, or it will not work with you for you.
That is so true. So, Mohammed, after you moved from shift from USB schools to European B schools, you
Yes.
applied only to RSM. How does RSM stand out for you? How is it a best fit for you?
Actually, Rotterdam School of Management, when I started to shift my mind, and if you may allow me, I would like to say why I shifted my mind from US schools for European schools. Actually, when I was getting older in the MBA and to apply to MBA programs, I started to think in my life, work-life balance, which I consider the European countries provided more than the American lifestyle for many reasons, for many things. So I became more comfortable. So I started to think also about the list of the schools in the European Union. And there was some kind of schools in Germany, some kinds of schools, and one or two schools in the Netherlands and in Belgium. I thought only on those three countries for consideration also about the economy of those thriving countries. And this is one important thing: try to study the country in which you are going to work in, especially in the European Union. It is vast, and they have different lifestyles and different economy and different industries they are famous to work for. So at end, I landed in the Netherlands with RSM after speaking to meeting the dean of Rotterdam School of Management here in Egypt. We had a conversation for 1 hour and or 1 hour and a half. Actually, it was scheduled only for 30 minutes, but it extended to 1 hour and 30. And I was convinced that Rotterdam is the best fit for me for many reasons. Rotterdam, and not only that, I would like to mention that I have Egyptians in the Netherlands who are immigrants, not students, and they refer to their Dutch superiors asking about Rotterdam and Erasmus University, and the reply were that Rotterdam School of Management is Mecca for management in the Netherlands. It is the best reputed in the Netherlands, guaranteed education. So this is those are one of the steps. Actually, what other things about Rotterdam School of Management, it is a 1-year program, very comprehensive, and they have a living project, which means that you can show yourself for a company, for recruitment and others. and they have specialized at advanced classes in finance and supply chain and strategy, which the strategy and the supply chain are my main focus. So again, it is about my fit. So I like Rotterdam School of Management, and it is outstanding over the others in the Netherlands. Sure, there are other schools, but they are not in the same. They don't offer the same quality education that I'm looking forward to.
Got it. I understand.
Mm.
So, given your experience of 18 years, you are a perfect candidate for executive MBA program. So, but you chose to pursue full-time MBA program. So what advice do you have for those candidates who believe they have reached the end of the road when they hit 30?
Okay, this is a good question again, Dr. Bunim, for this. Actually, I going to I as a plan for myself from early beginning in my life. After finishing my bachelor degree here in Egypt, I thought I will go to outside Egypt to learn more. I don't like to study here an executive MBA, especially that the MBA here in Egypt is not as qualified and as reputed as as outside. So was my first thinking. Go outside Egypt. So when I go to outside, it will be a full-time MBA program, to be honest with you. And will lead me to enter the country which I like to work in from the education gate, and will it will sharpen my skills actually with other things which will not be provided actually again here in the MBA here in Egypt, which is very, very traditional and normal education, by the way. And for people over 30, education and growing never stop. You need to have a positive attitude. You need to sharpen your skills, and you need to have focused goals, because and I was told this clearly, we expect from people over 30 to have very specific goals, not like we like to improve the world. No, we don't like this. We like very specific goals to talk about it. So those are my advice for the people over 30.
Anything else that they should not feel disheartened that they are 32, 33, 34, and
I think 32 and 33 they are still young. They are not that, because I'm 41 years old and I managed to go to a reputed school in the world, and I'm happy for that. And also I got a scholarship from Rotterdam School of Management. And if I had applied early in the admissions, I would have gotten more scholarships. I got something like 4,000 euros, which the maximum is 10,000, which is I am happy for it. So I achieved an acceptance and scholarships with my GMAT and age. So hope please don't lose the hope. This is my my advice.
Exactly.
Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it.
Yeah, you're so
And don't
inspirational.
be and don't be hurt and don't be sad for any rejection from any MBA program. You can go to another MBA program. You can go to the second, third schools, fourth schools, because if you have the will, pursue your will and pursue your dream.
This is also a valuable advice, that do not get disheartened after one rejection. Keep trying.
Keep trying. because actually if I lost the hope, I wouldn't have been in any school now.
That's very true.
Yes, and this
Your
is
struggle has,
the proven fact now.
exactly. You are a living example that never say die.
Yes.
Your never say die attitude is exemplary.
Yeah.
See,
And I can say by
very
other, I can quote something from one of the movies in the 80s, no retreat, no surrender.
true.
Uh, yeah.
So finally, we have been living in COVID world for the last 2 years. How do you think this pandemic might impact your MBA experience?
This is very deep question, Dr.
I know.
Poonam, actually.
I
Yes. Uh, and I'm trying to contemplate this, the answer for this question, because sometimes
it's
we
hard.
have a mixed feelings. Something the COVID affected the MBA at that time, which is the remote education or online education, actually, which something maybe I am against it. I valued more the classes very much. The
Exactly.
classes have some kind of interactions, questions. The vibe of the classroom you cannot match with the online. So I valued a lot. Especially, I heard about the other examples of the remote or online classes, which I know that some people suffered from this education, and maybe actually, and also some professors were not prepared to present on online, which affected the quality of the education of the MBA. Other things, like if I talk about Rotterdam School of Management, the living project, it should take place on a company, communicating with people, going every day there, and then make a presentation for the executives. During the pandemic, as I know from the alumni, they did it remotely. Some data they couldn't understand it well. It needs more of discussions, and there is no connection between the students and the company itself, which I think at the end it affects the quality of the learning cycle for you.
So what have you heard
Uh,
from the school, from RSM? Are they starting uh, in-person classes?
Yes,
Or
actually, yes,
they,
they are prepared for the online classes, but actually, for the time being, we are talking now. The government imposed some kind of lockdown until 14th of January, so we are going to make it online, which is the introduction week, and we will get a new update on the 3rd of January, because maybe they can open it for education, because they care a lot in the Netherlands about opening the schools and universities for online for classroom education, not online, because the many European countries and governments are against the online or remote education.
yeah. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope
Yes, I
you
hope.
attend in-person classes that you enjoy the
Yes,
most.
yes, I hope so.
Mohammed, can you tell us something about your outside of work interests and hobbies?
Actually, during the pandemic, I started to practice some kind of sports, many sports, walking a lot, and as I was during the pandemic, I had to lose some weight, and I start to walk a lot every day, and it became a habit,
Okay.
and led it it led me to something when I go to the Netherlands to make it like to buy bicycle to go to the university, which is something common, but maybe
Oh
it
yeah, very
is,
common.
I'm not, yes, but I don't use it here in Egypt, but I am willing to try something new and use it in the Netherlands. But this has happened because I developed the sports habit in my daily life. I like traveling very much. And I traveled to many countries like Japan, Singapore, Europe when I was young, and to the US, which took a lot of journeys to going to the US for workshops and others, and in some and leisure also. And I'd like at some spare time, I would like to read some kind of Arabic novels and literatures.
Okay, it's interesting. Non-fiction or fiction?
No, non-fiction.
Okay, good. Mohammed, it was nice talking to you. And do you think you would like to talk about something else that I haven't asked?
No, actually, Dr. Bonham, you touched every point in my journey. I wish I could help anyone with those advice and tips. Something I would like to tell others: try to connect and build your network also during searching for the MBA. This is something I would like and advise people to do, and also study the country on which you are going to live. This is something very, very important. And because I got the sense that some people don't understand the new realities, because, for example, now UK is not part of the European Union, so some financial institutions maybe move outside it, but some people still think that it will be like the same financial institutions there or something like that. There are kind of messy things, so try to dig deep in the country and read about the economy very much to know about the country you're going to live in. And this is only my advice for people. And I will stress it again: shape your goals precisely and don't put generic dreams, because people think in you as a businessman who are going to decide and lead. So the leader should have some kind of focus when talking to other.
Right.
And those are my last words, actually, Dr. Bonham.
Your advice, not last words.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your valuable insights, and thank you so much for sharing your exceptional story with us. Your story it's a story of perseverance, grit, hard work, and unflinching faith in one's abilities and God. So
yes, actually, yes. And I advise everyone to see the positive in himself and the surroundings and life. Don't lose your positivity at all.
I would say your positivity and sense of duty are key to your success.
Yes, and thank you, Dr. Bonham, for the help you gave me along my journey. And I wish for the other success with you to get to their dream schools.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure to be part of your MBA journey. And I wish you good luck with your RSM experience and in all your personal and professional endeavors in the future. Stay in touch.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
Happy New Year to you. May the new year bring all happiness, good health, peace, and prosperity to you.
Yes, you too, Dr. Bonham, and thank you for this, for those words. And I wish you Happy New Year with your family, big family actually. And I wish to speak to you soon again.
Yeah, sure. We'll
Yes.
stay in touch. Thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you very
night.
much.